Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Code. One topic, no script. And today we are talking top 5 best animated comic book movies. So, Jamie, I'm going to go ahead and start this off, but I think we need to talk about the honorable mention first.
Oh my dear God. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. We can go into that.
Ultimate Avengers, dude, that was what started the animated movie craze that Marvel abandoned and DC turned into an extremely marketable thing.
Right.
Yeah.
If DC would have taken that aspect of their like the anime movies and put them into movies, like for the DCEU, I don't think there'd be they'd be neck and neck.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Ultimate Avengers, great movie, guys. If you have not had a chance to check it out, definitely go do it. I think the first several Marvel animated movies, when Lionsgate still had them, are really good. Even Next Avengers is really good. Doctor Strange is amazing. Iron Man is good. Ultimate Avengers 2 is really good. Hulk versus Hulk versus Wolverine, that's amazing. Deadpool's in that. So yeah, go take a look at the early Marvel animated stuff. But let's go ahead and get into this top 5. And my number 5 is Justice League New Frontier.
Ooh, very good pick.
Yeah. So not only is the comic series, the miniseries Justice League New Frontier phenomenal, but the animated movie, I think, encompasses the several issues very, very well and turns it into a very, very good story and really pushes Hal Jordan as a primary character in the movie. Lucy Lawless as Wonder Woman, absolutely fantastic. And even the pertinent, important things that took place in the comic series, like the death of Hourman, are shown in the opening credits,
Right.
which is absolutely well done. The movie all around, I think, is great cinema. Not just a direct-to-video animated movie. It's absolutely fantastic. It's wonderful. The animation style is really good. Martian Manhunter. Batman takes a backseat as a major character. He's only in certain parts of it, but the parts he is in are very, very good. The guy from space I can get with a rock. You, all I need is a book of matches.
Yeah.
Love it, dude.
Yeah. No, that's a good starting pick. Especially like you said, like Hal Jordan being a prime character of something is unheard of. If you've seen him in Justice League War, he was just thrown around like a little rag doll, and I can't stand when people do that to him. Poor Hal.
Okay, so what do you got for your number 5?
I think number 5 is gonna surprise a lot of people, but I got Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
Interesting. Okay.
I love that movie. I love the Batman Beyond animated series. I just think the twists and turns in that whole story are amazing. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it in 20 years, Tim Drake being the Joker later on, like, is just what?
Now I don't need to watch it.
You don't.
I've seen it before. Yeah.
No, you're welcome. I just helped you out there. But no, you have to see it because of the way it's portrayed, because they're trying to figure out the entire time who is this new Joker, and like what they do to make him that way is astounding.
Dude, I have not seen it in a long time, but I remember when it came out and I watched it then. I was very pleased with it back then, and it's something that I'm going to have to revisit again, because Batman Beyond is at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. He's in the new Sean Murphy stuff, and yeah, absolutely, that's a great number 5.
I really did love the aspect of like the flashback to current in it, because it flowed so well.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, great. We've got good number 5s to get this started. However, I think our number 4s are going to show why these are better than what the currents we have are. Now, my number 4 is Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So Batman Mask of the Phantasm, with Batman the Animated Series, even though it was rated Y7 on television, the show itself was so adult, and it was the animated version of Batman that we really needed as teenagers and even as adults. The
That
show
young angst.
Right? The show still holds up. Kevin Conroy is legendary as Batman slash Bruce Wayne, and Mark Hamill established himself as the voice of the Joker in the animated series. And Mask of the Phantasm took everything that they couldn't do in the animated series and put it in this movie that was thrown into theaters, and it was unreal. And you knew this movie meant business when, after Batman beat the snot out of all these dudes in the beginning, and he's walking past and that guy's under the table, and he
Yeah.
just steps on him, you're like, whoa, Batman, easy there,
Yeah.
buddy, easy.
Calm it down. You're crossing that line, I think.
The tone has been set for the whole movie. Yeah, Mask of the Phantasm, dude, such a good movie. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and I can't argue with that at number 4. It's the prime first appearance of Phantasm. Like, I remember growing up watching that. I would fall asleep to that movie.
Yeah.
Like, because I always wanted it on.
It's so good. Rupert Thorne, you have been chosen.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. All right, what do you got for number 4?
I have Hulk versus. So I have Hulk versus Thor and Wolverine.
Right on.
And it was one of my first inclinations of watching like an animated movie with them. Like I said, it's kind of getting into that realm. I remember watching that and the one you have currently behind you,
Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, and 2.
Yeah.
But Ultimate Avengers. But
yeah, Ultimate Avengers, that's right.
But no, it had everything you want. You want the fights, to the storyline of why they're fighting, to Thor coming down and being the god of thunder he is, to Wolverine, going up against him, and then you got Deadpool back there making jokes, cracking, throwing grenades, blowing everybody up, including himself.
When Deadpool beat the snot out of Wolverine, and then Wolverine beat the snot out of Deadpool, and then the Hulk is coming a running, and they're taking off trying to get out of the facility, and Deadpool's running next to Wolverine. Hey, how about that team up, huh? You would do really good, man. Screw you. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
It was what you wanted to see in a fight, and that's what we got. And I can't not have this in the top 5.
That's great. That's a great number 4. Okay. So I think my number 3 is going to be a little surprising, but it has to go in there. This is everything that a studio should have done and shouldn't have done all at once. And even though people say there's a lot of holes in this movie, it's still a pinnacle of American and Japanese animation from the 80s. And that is Transformers, the movie. Yeah. So imagine 8-year-old. Imagine 8-year-old little Tim and his brothers
back in 1822,
back in the year 008, and Transformers the movie comes out in theaters, and your father looks at his 3 boys and says, sons, I'm going to take you to go see your favorite TV show in movie form. Dad, that's wonderful. And we get traumatized for an hour and a half and watch all our favorite Autobots get blasted to pieces. And I have to sit there and watch my brother Joe lose his collective mind when his favorite character, Optimus Prime, dies on the operating table. Wow. Megatron standing there with his blaster over Ironhide, the toughest Autobot. Heroic nonsense. Boom, done, gone. But you know who survived? That would be my favorite, and that would be Bumblebee. He didn't die. He lived through the whole thing and wasn't changed for season 2 for marketing and toy sales and all that stuff. He remained the same. Yeah. Transformers, the movie, dude, absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. And if you haven't seen it, watch the unedited version or the international version, where Spike, I think, says the S word. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Check it out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have not seen it. I am working my way through
Hang on,
Transformers right
we're
now.
gonna stop this right now, and we're gonna go watch it and then come back.
And we're back. No, but I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet because off of Tim's recommendation, I've been watching the Transformers original cartoon.
Till all are one.
Yes, and I am trying my hardest to make it through. I do like it, but I haven't made it to the movie yet. So we're slowly, gradually. I'm still working my way through Power Rangers, man. Give me a
You
break.
gotta just stop what you're doing and watch Transformers the movie.
Power Rangers is gonna go first.
Oh my God. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the animated version of what Endgame should have been for the DCEU. And that is Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Ooh, okay.
This movie had everything and more. They threw the kitchen sink at this, and having Constantine as one of the main protagonists, and then just everything that goes wrong. Like it was literally Endgame, but if Endgame ended and everyone was just beaten.
Now that is the movie that ended that run of DC animated films, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And now we're getting these crappy versions today.
Right.
But no, it was what I thought DCEU should have worked its way up to.
Okay.
And they didn't. But in the animated universe, they did.
Now, see, this is a movie I haven't seen yet, but I have.
Pause the video. Make sure we're gonna go watch it right now, and then we'll be back.
And we're back, and I haven't watched it yet.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got HBO Max, and it's on my list, but I wanna start from Flashpoint and work my way through.
You need to. That's honestly,
Yeah.
you do need to, because the movies all tie together.
Exactly. Now I've seen a fair portion of them. I've seen Flashpoint, and I've seen the first two after that. I've seen Superman versus the Elite, Batman, Suicide Squad 1.
Okay. The War of this Island.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've seen a fair portion of the others, but there's still a lot that I haven't seen. I think the last one I watched was Justice League versus Titans, right?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you got a little bit of ways to go.
Yeah, that was the last one I saw. So yeah, I still got a fair portion to go. Okay, so that's really cool. Number 3. I told you in the beginning, before we even got started, this was going to be a wildly different list on each of our parts. And I
think number 2 is the same though.
You think so? My number 2 is Batman Under the Red Hood. Is that your number 2?
That's my number 2.
That's amazing. That's where we see eye to eye. So let's go ahead and talk about that then. Batman Under the Red Hood as both of our number 2s. I think that is pinnacle Batman storytelling. I think it is pinnacle animation. Like I said, with New Frontier, I think this is great cinema. I think this is a movie that you need to watch if you love watching movies. Forget the fact that it's animated or that it's a cartoon. This is a movie that, if it were made in live action, would be a $1 billion seller if it were done exactly the way that it is done in animated form.
100%.
And with Amazo coming in there and Batman not making fun of the name Amazo, like he treats it like the threat that it is, that is an Amazo unit. It mimics and replicates powers of metahumans, and wonderful. And Red Hood is perfectly done when he tosses the heads of the crime bosses or what their enforcers. You're gonna pay me now. You're gonna be allowed to do this. Don't deal to kids. If you deal to kids, this is what happens to you. And he had no problem taking people out too. And we even talked about that in a previous episode of Breaking the Code, where Jason Todd is able to cross that line that Batman absolutely cannot. And the Joker in that movie, even though DiMaggio's voice work is not what I expect the Joker to sound like,
Hmm.
uh, separate that. It his performance though is phenomenal, and yeah, when Black Mask gets him out of Arkham and he's telling him what he needs him to do, and he's sitting there eating a bag of chips
Hmm.
and things like that, and then he just takes out Black Mask's guards and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna need a couple of guns and this and some guys, but not those guys because they're dead.
Yeah. No, I think that was some of the best lines that still hold to me to this day. Especially, we'll talk about when, Jason Todd's got the Joker and he's holding
Mm-hmm.
the gun to his head, and he goes, "You chose him over
Ooh.
me." He's like, "You chose this guy." He's like, "You could have you basically could have beat anybody." He's like, "You could have taken out Clayface, Two Face, everybody, but you let this guy live, the one who
Mm-hmm.
took me away from you." And then he throws him the gun. He's like, "Now you need to make a choice."
Yeah.
And that to me is one of the most iconic lines in my head that I remember from that movie. But the second one is funnier, and it's when he Red Hood kicks open the door and Joker's in the closet,
Mm-hmm.
and Joker's just like, "Oh, it's a reunion. This is fantastic." He's hopping out
Yeah.
of the chair with it. He's like, "Okay, take a picture of me and me and the boy. Then one of me, you and the boy. And then one of me and the boy in the crowbar. And then one of just me in the crowbar."
Oh my god, that the movie is memorable. It's instantly quotable.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great
Yeah.
movie.
And
It's
and
about
one of
as
the
perfect as you can get.
best parts that it sticks out in my mind every time is that chase scene where Batman's chasing Red Hood for the first time, and he grabs him with the what
The
do you call
zip,
it, the zip
the
line,
yeah,
and or yeah, he grabs him with the grappling gun, and like Red Hood just turns around and he hits it with his own batarang, and later on Batman's sitting there, he's like, "Nothing cuts my line." He goes,
he
"There's
cut
only
it before it was taught too.
yeah," and he's like, he there's only a couple people that know how to cut this line.
Mhm.
And then like he's doing the whole like voice thing where he's slowing it down a little bit by a little bit,
Yeah,
and then he kind of comes to realize, and then Alfred's hand behind him, he just drops the tray.
drops the tray. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, it can't be. And then they run the whole simulation. It's like,
But it is.
yeah,
All right. So let's go ahead and go through our top fives real
all right.
quick before I do the reveal for number one.
I think I know what your number one's gonna be.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say. My number five is Justice League New Frontier. My number four is Batman Mask of the Phantasm. My number three is Transformers the movie. And my number two is also your number two, and that would be Batman Under the Red Hood. However, my number one best animated movie that I think of all time won an Oscar for this, and that would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
And we have the same number one.
Oh man. So let me go ahead and give my opinion on this first, and then we'll dive back into it after you go ahead and do
Yeah,
your
it's fine.
five through ones. Into the Spider-Verse, dude. This movie I think is perfect
Mm-hmm.
in every way. Voice acting choices, animation style, frame rates on Miles Morales up to when he makes it to being Spider-Man. Uh, everything making reference to Spider-Man 3 and all kinds of other stuff. This movie is wonderful. It uses Kingpin as a major villain. Goblin is secondary to that.
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man dies in the movie. uh Prowler is the main villain in this next to Kingpin, and Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker from alternate universe, Spider-Ham, Spider-Man Noir. I mean, it just goes on and on, but the character at center stage is Miles Morales, and And I think that this is the best way to bring him onto screen. And it was absolutely well done. One of my favorite parts is when he's riding in the police car with his dad to school.
Yeah, he's like, I
And
said, I love you.
yeah, Dad, seriously, are you doing this right now? I said, I love you, son. I love you too. That's a big copy.
Yeah.
Click. But no, he's cruising through, and Miles is saying, Dad, can't you run these red lights? Don't cops do that? He's like, yeah, a lot of cops do, but not your dad.
Right.
I love it. The whole movie is wonderful. And it does everything. Everything is paced very, very well. And Miles' entire origin and Gwen Stacy being there and things like that, and even that little kindling of romance between the two is wonderfully done. It's beautifully done. That movie deserved to win that Oscar, and I am anxiously anticipating Into the Spider-Verse Part 2.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Good.
we'll
Good
pause on
review.
that conversation, and you go ahead and rattle off your 5 to 2s, and then we'll get right back into it.
So number 5, I got Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. At number 4, Hulk versus. Number 3, Justice League. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Number 2 is Under the Red Hood, and obviously number 1 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And
Right
yes,
on.
that movie, I didn't want to see it at first. I really didn't.
Neither did I.
I would. It was because I didn't like the character aspect of it. I was like, oh, it's another animated movie.
It's
And
another Sony movie.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay. And then I seen a couple friends at work, and they're like, "You need to see this. You being the comic book guy, we know you need to go see this." And I took their word for it. Went to go see it, and I thank them to this day because that was one of the best cinematic animation experiences of my life. And just having Miles Morales, the Prowler, as the villain, along with Kingpin, and then like the multiverse versions of villains. Peter B. Parker eating a slice of pizza, just laying in bed, and then crying in the shower, sitting in the bathtub. I was like, it's me. But no, he like that the whole movie, like having Spider-Ham, Noir, Nicolas Cage being in a Marvel movie, for instance, like was just perfect for some reason.
Is it done? No, it's still red and green. Okay, how about now? No.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then, it was more of like that struggle with, I know who the villain is now. That's the person that means the most to me.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite part after the end credit scene, we're Spider-Man 2099.
That's right. Absolutely.
The only good part about 2099 series, in my opinion.
Don't let Tone Falcone hear you say that.
He is going to hear me say that. And he's going to drop a comment down below.
Another like, Star Trek 2 reference.
Yeah, and he's going to be like, he's going to make me feel worse than I already do in life.
But we here at the Codex Station have our own opinions, and though Jamie's is wrong as far as 2099 is concerned, we allow him to have it anyways.
Okay, I'm wrong one time, and you've been wrong on 135 episodes.
We haven't even done 135 episodes.
We have 135 things done.
That is
you've
very
been wrong
true.
On all of them.
I have not. That is wrong on.
Okay,
on
92% of them. But my point being is that it was one of my favorite anime movies, and one of my favorite parts is how Kingpin got in and out of cars.
Did you ever see the cosplay that somebody did?
Yes.
Of Kingpin?
With the low legs.
Smokes. Yes, and the head in the center of the body. Absolutely fantastic.
He looked like Gru.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that is a pretty wild list, and it was very different up until 2 and 1. And I thought it was going to be way more.
Again, Tim was wrong.
This time I was, and I'll admit that. But the other times, there's no proof.
We have video evidence stating different.
All right, Jamie, before we get out of here today, do you got anything you want to say to our wonderful viewing audience?
Yeah, guys, as always, be kind to one another. You never know what anyone's going through out there. So just giving them a smile or a kind gesture, can change someone's day. So always be kind to one another. Yeah, see, it's me smiling. Oh God. But no, guys, we got a lot of content for you, a lot more shows, a lot of things revamped, like our, Codex Gaming Station is out now. We have so much for you guys. We're on YouTube almost every single day of the week scheduled out. So make sure you guys do me that big favor, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, follow us on everything we have. And if you guys could maybe subscribe, because we're getting close to what we want and you guys are helping us along the way. So thank you.
On. Yeah, guys, don't forget, follow us on all social medias. We are there, whatever you can think of: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on it. We also are on anywhere that podcasts are streamed. Your favorite podcast streaming platform, guess what? We're there. We are also over on TikTok. We have a shiny Discord that you can come in and enjoy great conversations on. Guys, we are everywhere. We're over on Twitch, even with Codex Gaming and live streams of the Codex podcast. All you got to do is type in the Codex Station and do like Jamie said, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, notification bell, leave comments, guys. We love to interact with you. It's all up to you. Once again, guys, my name is Tim. This wonderful guy over here is Jamie. This is Breaking the Code. We are the Codex Station, and we will see you next time.
See you guys in the next one.